Hey there, Bloomers and friends. Rev Kev coming to you now for the second week in a row after my study leave. I'm glad to be with you. It was good to be in worship last Sunday. I was happy to be there and to preach and to have prayer with folks. It was a very meaningful time, and I was really glad for all of us who were able to be together. And I also know that a lot of people are traveling, so we look forward to, returning folks over time as the summer continues. This particular Sunday coming up, we are going to have Backpack Sunday at Bloom, and so we look forward to that annual experience, which is made possible by the Jim Trout Memorial Fund, which helps fund backpacks and, as Jim would say, helps to put a smile on a child's face. And that's one of the ministries that we have. And that reminds me to mention that I read an article while I was gone that talked about it is important for churches who want to be vital in their lives to think in terms of measuring themselves by their ministries according to their mission, more so than by numbers associated with financial aspects, or more so even than Sunday morning attendance. Because we can have a lot of people sitting in chairs on Sunday morning, but if we aren't doing ministry throughout the week, then we're not being a vital church. Now, Sunday morning worship is one of our ministries, but it is one of our ministries. It's not our only ministry in accordance with the mission that we have. And our mission calls us to more, and I encourage you to look on our website at bloominthedesert.org and have a look to review again the mission statement, the vision statement, the core values that we have. And of course, we have those every Sunday in our hands as we're together with in the bulletin on that insert sheet. So let's look and measure ourselves about how well we're doing along the lines of the ministries that we're doing, more so than that little indication of finances on page 6, or even the attendance chart on page 6. So from a standpoint of our ministries, we know that we have ministry of worship, and we are developing the concept. John DiNapoli, our moderator, and others in our congregation are developing a concept that's going to be rolled out, but I think I'm okay in mentioning it a little bit, but that one of our ministries is helping with hunger and food insecurity. We've been doing that with the work that some of our members do at food banks, and certainly our Sandwich Mondays ministry. Along the way, we've also had the food box out and continual to support Find Food Bank and some others with that. We have our discipleship ministry, which is Bible Bites and other kinds of educational opportunities. We have our children's benevolence ministry, like the camp scholarship for one student we were able to do this year, as well as our backpack ministry, like I already mentioned, and the Christmas gift cards for families that we do through the Palm Springs Unified School District. That is a part of our children's benevolence ministry. We have, the ministry of being a church, and those are the things that we need to do with being available and having our office here and having our meetings and our administration going on. We have the ministry of outreach for LGBT and faith communities. We are very much appreciative of the fact that we received the Carpenter Grant again to help us in that open and affirming outreach ministry. But through music, through our work with the Open and Affirming Coalition in the UCC, and through our kinds of support for justice and marriage equality and advocacy with Get Tested Coachella Valley, and so forth. These are the kinds of ministries as we do outreach in the LGBTQ community, and our ministry of Loving Touch, where we send out cards, and we're thankful for now Judy Wentworth heading that up, and other people helping out when people are sick or for anniversaries. And also we're talking about doing some outreach to some new open and affirming churches when they come online in the movement. So that's a major part of who we are, and ways in which we are measuring our vitality is by the health of the ministry we're doing, even more importantly than by the numbers we are showing in what we're doing. Now, I would have to say that my training in business for continuous improvement did say that we need to have meaningful statistics that we can measure and watch what's going on. So we'll continue to do that as well. But we also want to have a mindset for our ministries. I want to say another thing, and I want this to come across in a way that we understand as being sincere in ways in which we're caring for each other. It doesn't take much to know that we're in a political season in our nation, and that also means in our community, and it can also mean at times in our church. And there are some churches that come down strongly for one political candidate or another political candidate. It's been the choice of Bloom in the past and continues to be our outward choice that we do not endorse individual, personal political candidates. And so therefore, I will not be speaking about individual personal candidates. I will be speaking about the gospel of Jesus Christ and how that is something that all of us can join together. Now, whatever sort of political decisions that we make as individuals is exactly that. It's up to a personal individual. But what that does mean is that we need to be careful about how we talk to one another, because we do in Bloom have a wide variety of political perspectives. So I know that there are times when we need to remember our safe space covenant. That means that all people are welcome and that we will not say things that make people feel unwelcome or unsafe. And so I would just ask that we keep that in mind as we travel through this political season together. The difference is when it comes to issue-oriented aspects, like, for example, when we supported aspects about marriage equality or other kinds of issues in life. That is a situation where we as a church can make a decision about what to do. But again, even in that realm, I won't speak in favor or against something unless our congregation has made a specific decision about something. Here in California, we're going to have some issues coming up. I think there's going to be 18 ballot measures that are issue related on the November election. So maybe that's something we'll talk about in special sessions. But again, individual, personal party politics is not something that we are really interested in bringing up and talking about in an aggressive way, because we are respectful of one another in our particular identities as well as in our particular kinds of understandings of politics. And remember that politics, it comes from the root word polis, which was the word for people. And so when we're talking politics, we're talking about people, and it could be the friend that is sitting next to us. So let's be careful about that. Hope to see you this Sunday in worship. We're looking forward to Melodium being with us again. Yay, Melodium, yay! They're wonderful folks, and they bring great music. So we look forward to them, and the preacher might be kind of okay as well. I hope so. See you next Sunday. If you can't be with us in person, please be with us in spirit. And as always, please keep your church and all of us in your prayers.